Hey, folks, how's it going, man? You got William here, man. William of the One Batcher. Um, how's it going, man? Everybody having a good day today? So, um, I wanted to come on and talk to you guys real quick. First, let me apologize. I got online. I saw my cousin got on last night. I said, Don't pay no attention to that hillbilly, man. He still thinks that Dukes of Hazzard uh, on regular television. That boy's lost. Don't pay him no attention. So anyway, I've been thinking, and I think maybe with just the insanity that's going on in our country right now, the GOP may be in a unique position to really do something, and concrete something for the future, because we've already seen that this is not working. This socialist democratic agenda that we're being thrown into has got the world in turmoil. I mean, so you don't hear about it in the news. You're not going to hear about it. You're not going to hear anybody on ABC, NBC. You're not going to hear those idiots over CNN talking about it. You're not going to hear about it. But if you listen to uh, newscasters overseas, I listened to a guy last night said they're on I believe it was somewhere in England, and just basically say somebody's got to tell this clown that he got to get out of there. And he's talking about Joe. He's talking about, yeah, somebody needs to tap this joker on the shoulder and tell him, hey, just go home. This is what other countries are talking about the president of the United States. This is how big of a mockery these socialist Democrats have made of the highest office in the free world. The president of the United States rules the free world. He's the setting chief, commander in chief of the free world, and we got people making fun of him over here. I mean, like, not in a way that they've like joked towards any other president. We got people. Uh, I'll break it all down, but I mean, we pay we now we pay Russia ransoms for cyber attacks on our infrastructure. Now that's what we're doing. We're paying. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's happening in the White House, and I'm not really 100% convinced that Joe does either. Um, but the first thing that the GOP has to do, and maybe the most important thing, is they got to stop this unconstitutional, unprecedented, just unethical power grab by these socialist Democrats. I mean, the court packing cannot happen. That can't go down. All right, none of that stuff. That you start doing that, then that's the end of the Republican Party. That's one party rule. All right, that I mean, you got to end the this ending the filibuster. That can't happen. All right, that's ridiculous. That in a Republican House, this stuff doesn't even get brought up. HR1, SR1, that just ridiculous legislation cannot happen. All right, and this DC and Puerto Rico statehood, this can't happen either. These are all things that absolutely 100% cannot happen. All right, I mean, hell, it's unconstitutional. You can't. That's I mean, you're if any of these things take place, that's the end of the republic. That's one party rule. That's socialism. And guess what, people? Guess what? This isn't me telling you this. All right, this is history. Socialism doesn't. It's been tried. I mean, it's been tried. It doesn't work. It ends in disaster. Every single time it ends in disaster. I mean, all right. So In 100 days, unemployment's up. Okay, you got unemployment is worse than it ever was. Okay, violence in our cities are up. Okay, hardcore violence. I mean, I actually heard one of these Democrats on there had the audacity. Well, shoplifting's down. Yeah, our murder rate's up. 87%, but shoplifting's down. Well, fuck, of course shoplifting's down. They've already burned everything down, and looted everything. The fuck you mean shoplifting? Shoplifting's down. Get out of here. Okay, we got violence overseas. All right, and I mean we're supposed to help Israel. That's our ally. I mean Israel should be allowed to protect itself from people bombing them, but apparently we're not doing that. We're not helping our ally. So that would never happen. Okay, we got a gas crisis in at least 12 states. Okay, our economy is on the verge of disaster, and and all the stuff that's happening. There's a crisis at the border. All right, there's a crisis at the pump. There's a crisis in Israel. All right, we got Russian hackers. Attacking our infrastructure, getting paid in Bitcoin, mind you. All right, to let us have our pipeline back. All right, which is getting shut down anyway, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so and what's our president? Joe's clueless. I mean, clueless as to what to do about any of this. The guy doesn't have a clue what like throwing more money into it. Print nine trillion more dollars. I mean, any economist in the world will tell you what Joe's doing is wrong. This is not how you fix this problem. All right, not by the biggest inflation and tax hike in history. Get people to work. Stop this incentivized unemployment here. I made a list because I'm beside myself with some of this stuff. All right, all this stuff has to happen. All right, we got to end or disincentivize this free money. People got to go back to work. Not maybe you don't want to go back to work washing dishes, but if that's what you were doing before, maybe it's time to go back to work washing dishes. Maybe it's not a matter of, yeah, hey, I can make an extra $150 sitting on my ass and playing video games. Maybe it's a matter of something we have to do for our country. Schools got to open back up. In-person learning has to happen across the board for all kids. Right now, our kids are years behind other countries in education. This is ridiculous. All right, guess what? Kids don't catch COVID. We know that. Studies proven it. All right. This didn't even have to happen to begin. Kids don't get sick from COVID. Kids got to go back to school. You got to lower taxes for every single American across the board. All right. The GOP has to stand for something, and it has to stand for freedom. It has to stand for liberty. It has to stand for capitalism, and it has to stand for the Constitution of the United States of America. The things that we're founded on. All right. I mean, this is our sacred right as Americans. All right, that we can stand and take up arms against a country that tries to take away our freedoms. That's what we have to stand for. Peace through strength. We have to stop appeasing these people. We don't appease Russian hackers. We stand for law and order, but we don't appease Russian hackers. We don't appease the Chinese. We don't appease anybody in that thing. And we got to get law and order back in our cities. No more burning fucking down people's businesses. No more looting. No more of this nonsense. This shit didn't go on years ago. This shit needs to stop. This is yeah, this helped push your socialist agenda. But look what your socialist agenda has done in 100 fucking days. In 100 days, look what it's done. And nobody in Washington has answers. They're not coming from the White House. They're not coming from the White House. And then once you address all that shit, all right, this is the United States of America. Every single person out there has to know that their vote means something. So you better figure out a goddamn way to have a free and fair election. All right. I don't care how you have to do it. All right. But votes cannot leave the sight of an oversight. I mean, there can be no opportunity for people to be sliding votes. We have to have a free and fair election, and we have to have voter integrity. Do you know that the Democrats in this fucking in this deal of theirs, they want no voter identification at all, none, no voter identification. They don't give a fuck if the family cat votes 6 times. They know you have to have voter identification. You every single American citizen's vote has to count as a vote. That's the whole fucking principle of the thing. No voter fucking ID. Okay, I broke down a few things right there. I said my piece. Um, our allies in trouble over here. The Iron Dome needs resupply with missiles, and eventually, this money that Russia and all these people are getting together to keep that little war going that they're starting over there. Some of this money, or maybe Joel sends another truckload of money over. Maybe he'll Obama another fucking KC 135 full of fucking bills and send that over so they can launch some more missiles at our allies. Um, if you're not concerned right now, then you really don't see what's going on or you haven't taken the time to research it. You should be concerned. We're in a place in history where I think hard decisions are going to have to be made by people and decisions that could very well put their life in danger. And this country's always had patriots before, and I think she still has them today. So I'm asking you people to join me. I'm asking you to hit like. I'm asking you to hit subscribe so that I can keep this going and we can get a real discussion going, and I can try to get as much news as I can, like genuine, factual news, out to as many people as we can because somehow we got to figure out how to get this information out to normal people because they're not getting it. So hit like, hit subscribe. William of the One will be back at you. If my cousins come on here, man, don't pay no fucking attention to them guys, man. I got a neighbor over here that's nuts. You'll meet him later on. Fucking surfer dude. He fucking stoned all the time. You'll see him. Hey, you guys be good. Willie the One Time. Remember, we spilled tea for less out there, people.